In the fall of 1957, the streets of Memphis were quiet, lit by neon signs and the soft glow of a city settling into sleep. Around midnight, a small grocery store on the corner of Lauderdale had burned to the ground. Smoke still rose from the ashes as firefighters packed their equipment. A middle-aged woman sat alone on the curb with her face in her hands. A Cadillac rolled to a stop beside her. The driver stepped out without security, without attention, simply moved by concern. He approached her as a man who recognized human pain. This moment would become one of the most unknown, yet most meaningful stories in the life of Elvis Presley. A quiet conversation. Elvis sat beside the woman on the curb. She explained how the store had been her livelihood, the dream she built with her late husband, and the way she supported her employees. Now it was gone. She was so overwhelmed that she did not recognize who she was talking to. She spoke about fear, financial ruin, and the uncertainty of what came next. Elvis listened with patience and compassion. Before he stood up to leave, he asked her one question. "If you could start tomorrow, what would you need?" She let out a tired laugh and said that it was far more than she would ever have. Elvis nodded, walked back to his car, and drove away. The decision. Later that night, back at Graceland, the conversation replayed in Elvis's mind. He thought about the fire, the woman's fear, and the weight she carried alone. At midnight, he called in a trusted financial assistant. He told him to cover the full cost of rebuilding the store. He insisted that everything be done quietly, with no credit, no attention, and no connection to his name. He wrote a check large enough to rebuild the building, replace supplies, and cover months of lost income. There was no signature. There was no message seeking recognition. This was kindness carried out in complete silence. The delivery. The next morning, while the woman swept soot from the front of her ruined store, a representative approached her. He handed her a sealed envelope. Inside was a check that covered everything she needed to rebuild. It was enough to restore her business, support her employees, and restart her life. The only message attached said, "For your store, no thanks needed." Shocked, she asked who it was from. The representative simply told her that the donor wished to remain anonymous. She stood in the street and began to cry again, but this time from relief. The legacy. The store was rebuilt, and her customers eventually returned. Her business survived because of a gift she could never explain. For years, she did not know who saved her. Long after Elvis passed away, she heard people speak about his private generosity, the bills he paid for strangers, the cars he gave away, and the quiet acts of kindness he never mentioned publicly. Piece by piece, she realized the truth. The man who sat beside her that night, the man who listened, the man who helped her without asking for anything in return was Elvis Presley. She shared her story only once. She said that she rebuilt her store and her life because a stranger cared enough to help. That stranger was Elvis Presley. It remains one of the most quietly heroic moments of his life, performed not for praise or fame, but simply because it was the right thing to do. To hear more rare and meaningful stories from the life of Elvis Presley, like the video and subscribe. You can also join Elvis Presley Moments and become a member to help keep these stories alive. Thanks for watching.